I believe 10, maybe 12 games against each other. Most of the Empires, where they got their big wins, came on Empire. Obviously, as we move forward, more of them, but if they somehow manage to win the next, I'm going to make a call here, they will win game 3 as well and 3-0 win.
All right, yeah, I mean, I think it's totally possible. You know, you could bet the Epsilon guys here, they're coming in confident, having defeated Optic Gaming just a few weeks ago. Now they're coming in here. Of course, they close out their first series 2-0, coming back from a game when they were down by more than double their score. However, now they are down 0-1 in the grand finals here. Of course, they have their eyes on the prize. But on the other side of the stage, these gentlemen, Supremacy, have closed out the first match. So that means we're going to game 2 on Fathom.
There you see Riot's on the end, Ramirez next to him. These two guys have been playing out of their mind. But again, it's a team effort. Foxy, multiple-time champion and multiple-time MVP in Halo 2 anniversary events in Europe. Got Chalky down on the end, one of the most well-known players in Europe. But Ramirez now needs to rally the troops. They need to get their heads down and focus. If they can somehow take Fathom, they're going to be going home, I believe, with the money. Players to watch right now, 57, returning after a short break. He has played a few events. However, he did take a big break leading up to them. Chalky also taking a big break himself more recently, coming back for Halo 5 Guardians. I want to see him grab sniper rifle. For me personally, it's going to kind of be the game changer will be him. If he can get a hold of that sniper, especially if he managed to pull back and get some defense and hang around the window like Snipe Drone did, we're going to be in for one hell of a match. This kind of relies, I don't want to say relies on Chalky, but if he can just stay alive with the sniper, we're in for a good game.
Oh, certainly. I think the way we need to think about Fathom, it's somewhat similar in a bit of a way to something like Narrows, right? You have the top middle where a player has to push across, but you also see players using those bottoms to push in as well. So really it relies on those tree houses. That's where we see players spending the most time and then jumping up and trying to hit those snipes, sometimes getting top mid control and peering into the enemy tree house. So it's almost like a condensed version of Narrows from Halo 3, if you remember that map experience that you might see now. These players on Supremacy getting pumped up, Sims. I think they have a good feeling as well if they're able to go up 2-0 that they could find themselves the champions here at Gamescom.
At least they haven't been 3-0'd. Even if they do lose, they haven't been 3-0'd and they've taken a game off Epsilon, which is kind of, especially with an 8-kill win as well. An 8-kill gap. I didn't expect them to do so much, but, you know, they've defeated Optic coming into these grand finals. I'd be pumped and ready to rock and roll as well.
Oh, yeah. You know, they have got to have momentum coming off of that game. It was not an easy one. Optic answered back in game number 2, despite an early 6-0 lead from Supremacy. So they had to fight to get here, fight a little bit more than Epsilon on the other side of the stage. But look at Ramirez there getting vocal, getting ready to jump in. Let's go ahead and start things off here with Snipe Drone.
So here we go, and then let's jump on board and let's see some action right now. Snipe Drone coming off of the spawn, opts to leave the DMR, moving forward, throws a grenade in. They know how important the OS is. There's Ramirez, doesn't go down. 10 seconds in, and finally a kill on the board. That's going to be for the opposing team, though. Supremacy 2-1 up now as he finds Chalky. 2-2. OS somehow still up. Can he make it there? He's getting shot in the back, stays alive. Clutches up, but no! We actually see the OS burned.
Yes.
Time and time again, Bravo. We see this on this map.
We saw 2 players from right there from Epsilon Esports going in to grab, but instead they both get taken down at perfect timing because the overshield will be burned. It'll come up back right around the 10:40 mark, and now we have a 6-4 lead here. Supremacy has Plasma Caster in hand, and we haven't seen too much Plasma Caster.
Charges it up and sticks it down, looking to try and get a kill. Don't even get a hit mark as his teammate was there, so we know he finds somebody one shot. Will he get this kill? Booked when he gets a punch to the face. He gets sat down. Reloading the Plasma Caster now. Will he? I want to see him kind of puts down some fire and do what? Oh, look at this sneaky. Remember we talking?
We haven't seen anyone really use that sneaky jump just yet, but he uses it there perfectly.
Somebody actually came in for the ground pound, but didn't find Foxy, just hiding up. However, Buck 20 comes in and says no. And this is what I meant yesterday about spending a little bit of time getting to know the maps. Jimbo jumps in, gets hit by a grenade. He's going to be one shot. Somebody challenges him. Will he get this kill? This will be if Chalky gets this, no, unfortunately. Great challenge from him, though, usually making work with the thrusters at the moment.
Yep, Jim was actually waiting for that overshield, and he is going to grab it there at the 10:36 mark. So look for that right around the 9:44 mark. It takes a second or two for that overshield to actually apply.
10:28 on the clock, 12-8. They're now getting a little bit of a lead. I'm not entirely sure where Sniper Rifle is. I'm not seeing anybody with it. 2 players, though, from Supremacy running up. His overshield is dropping like hell. The bullets are coming in, really. He's missing a lot of the grenades, though. Overshield is now off of Jim. He's kind of on his own. However, just look below Briver on screen. You can see there multiple teammates are coming around on the flank. He's now going to push in, looking, still staying alive though. Finds 2Foxy off of the spawn. Another player jumps up, that's going to be Ramirez, but look at where the player is in the sneaky.
And look at that player just pushing in, going to drop down. That's actually going to be 57, but he will fall as well. So we're seeing some good control here early on, though, Sims, from Epsilon. Of course, they're answering back here, as you'd expect them to do. They do not want to go down 0-2 in the series.
17-11, bringing it back indeed. At the moment, we see Buck20 with the shotgun. He's holding down this back section at this moment in time. Still don't know where that sniper rifle is. Decides to pull out the Magnum, trying to find some spawners going forward. There's one, gets the kill. Looking for another player at this moment in time. They're going to probably meet. He decides to turn and face. At the moment, grenades come in. There's Chalky. Starts landing shots from top mid. Takes him down with the last bullet. Sniper rifle is now coming off the spawn as he finds Ramirez moving forward.
And look at this now as we take a look here when that next overshield might drop. The next one will be about 30 seconds from now, assuming the last one was picked up at that same time. So 21-13. And once again, this looks a little bit too easy for Epsilon Esports. When they're in their groove, Sims, they are just landing shots. They are pushing together as a team, and you just see that score start to climb faster than you can even watch it, and that's what we're seeing here. They're only a little bit away from closing this out.
Didn't manage, misses the second one, finally gets the third. Buck20, a little bit of a wobbly shotgun then, but then again, we had Ramirez making great use of the thruster packs at the moment, decides to opt for the DMR, scopes in, knows a few people up there, puts some shots on Riot's, helping his teammate. Now there are two up there.
Once again, Buck20 using that stabilize. You can hear it there, kicking in every time he jumps and zooms, so it's allowing him to get some great angles on his opponents. And now look at this push.
Look at that double kill, cleans up the one shots, definitely got called in by one of his teammates. Now reloads the weapon as we now see off the spawn. It's Jimbo again, and look what he's got around him. That OS timing it to perfection. Turns around to get the double, but it doesn't matter, he's got support. His teammate cleans it up as he finds Chalky, half shields on the back, puts the shots in. There's him moving up on red. However, he's got another teammate running around on the sneak.
And look at this, 30-16, a very different score from what we saw in game number 1. They have almost double their opponent's score here on Fathom. So game 2, let's see, it seems during the warm-up, did you notice that Epsilon had an upper edge really on these Fathom matches?
Every single time. I don't know if it came down to map movement or map knowledge, but every single time they just appeared to win all the games on Fathom. All the losses came on Empire each and every time, and whether that comes down to snipe control, OS control, or just general map knowledge. Chalky though with some very cheeky little jumps there. I like the crouches.
We're going to have another overshield dropping in just a second. Should be dropping around the 7:30 mark, so looks like he's going to have a teammate there who might be able to grab that in just a moment.
Jimbo just giving the perfect to an enemy player who decided to jump on him, jumping up on Red Sneaky right now. Will he find anybody? No, he does not, as he decides to opt for the SMG. If someone comes around that corner, they're going to get a face full of bullets. In fact, he left it for his teammate and picked up the AR. There's Riot's, turns around, reversal, perfect as well. Gives Max one to the face himself. Looking for a second player bottom mid at this moment in time. The plasma caster is up. Opts to leave it and takes down Ramirez instead.
This is a Jimbo highlight reel we're seeing. And I have to say, Sims, one of the things you might have noticed if you're joining us from home or maybe checking out Halo 5 for the first time since the beta is that the overshield results in a lot of things, Sims, and one of those is turnovers. Look at that play there from Jimbo to pick up that kill. But if you get the overshield and you can keep cycling it, you're going to just continue to rack up your score. That's what we're seeing in this game. However, in other games, we've seen that you can actually have turnovers in kind of a tug-of-war type match. So the overshield completely determines how this game will be played. It determines whether or not you have a fast-paced game, right, or more of a slow game, like we're seeing here from Epsilon, who's just racking up kills. Now they're at 43-22. So, I mean, that overshield and the way you play it really determines not only whether you win or you're lost, but also how you do so.
We're only 6 kills away from seeing possibly some well-done steak at this moment in time. 2Foxy gets a couple of shots, but Buck20 gets done by the Magnum from Foxy. He says no as we move to Foxy right now, looking for another enemy player in red side as he pushes forward, jumps up on the sneaky, thrusts through, doesn't find anybody there as we going forward. We'll jump up to the top section as we tries to look for the sniper, but that's going to be sniper and OS in the hands of a Supremacy member. 26-47 the score. This kind of looks in the bag for Epsilon.
Especially with sniper in the hands of Snipe Drone. They only need 3 more kills, and this is pretty much over here for Supremacy. They need to just forget this match and be happy that, oh my gosh, look at that no scope across the map from Snipe Drone.
He makes it look easy, and he'll be smiling to himself on that one, especially who he actually managed to kill. Looking for another player. Chalky knows it's all over. He's not moving. decides to... he's missing no scopes on it. You know what? He did that. He pulled that off, and then he misses no scopes on the play still.
Yeah, like you said, Chalky not even bothering to move. I believe the score was 49-27 at the end of that match, so he knew there was no way they were coming back. He already put his controller down, but Snapdragon hitting shots like that, that's his comfy spot, right? He likes sitting in the back of those bases next to the treehouse. It's one of the best sight lines that we've seen our pro team use back at home as well. So Supremacy will fall in game number 2, and we are all tied up here 1-1 heading into game number 3.
So as we move back to Empire, the question is, can Supremacy do what they did on the previous game, or was it just a little bit of a warm-up for Epsilon Esports? I do think Fathom, without question, is their failing there. It seems to be, I don't know what it is, whether it's to do with the map knowledge or the weapon control, but we saw time and time again Jimbo, OS, snipe drone, sniper, shotgun. I didn't really see much shotgun play throughout that. However, it's safe to say that was a good beating for the Supremacy team, but they just need to shake it off, get the hype back from game number 1. You know, anything's possible. Anything can happen in Halo, but Halo 5 got into the moment. I mean, I'm still kind of in shock and awe from, to see Supremacy here. I have to give